Hey, y'all, welcome back to the Levrage podcast powered by the Next 400 Bound, where we are creating a legacy of wealth and community. I'm super excited. Today, my guest, Emmanuel Afrifah, is the founder of JOLLOF Date. I'm going to tell you more about that. Most importantly, we're out here busy talking about technology, AI, diaspora investment, building the bridge, connecting with one another, and doing all these amazing things together as a community. However, we've left out a really important piece of the whole equation, right? And that is love. So what is life without love? And this is why I have here today Mr. Emmanuel. Emmanuel, what's up? How you doing?
Feeling great, great, brother Quessy. Thank you for having me.
No, thank you for coming. When we met, I was really touched by what you're trying to do to solve a problem, because I know that, you know, I often run into single people in the community, in the diaspora, and everybody normally has something to say about dating, is miserable, is this and this and that, whatever it is. I don't know. I'm a married man. So I'm here to talk about the business that you guys have started and what inspired you to create JOLLOF Date.
You said it really elegantly earlier, right? Like we all have these stories of the dating experience. Not you right now because you're attached.
Yeah,
It's
I'm a retired, I'm a retired.
you're a retiree. You're
Yeah, I'm a
good. You're good. You're
retired.
good. But we can still talk about
Sure,
the role that you
sure.
could play in the app. But part of the pain point that has come up with creating Jollof Day were just conversations that we were having within our community. For instance, African women who were speaking about, going on the dating scene, especially online dating, and not finding men who are really serious about commitment. We would find African men who would sit down and say, hey, look, I'm going on these dating apps, and the values that I have from my culture, from my upbringing, I'm not finding here in the States. And probably the most common thing that we found between both groups was this conversation of azadification, right? People want to say, oh, like it's trendy to go out with an African man. Or I wonder what an African woman is like. Instead of looking at these individuals as serious partners, Africans were being seen as side dishes
Oh,
when it was coming to the
get out.
dating scene. And with Jollof Date, we decided to create a solution where Africans are the main course. And so,
Oh, I
yeah.
like how you spin that into like a dish.
Yeah. I mean, hey, like,
So,
Jollof is the
so
first part, right?
yeah. Initially you said something about, well, you said women were complaining and then men also had complaints. So, which who were complaining the most, you think?
Now you're trying to corner me now. You're trying to get me on that one.
You know?
Let's just say,
Yeah.
for the sake of, protecting
Yeah,
the numbers, it was
protecting your
mutual.
life. It was mutual. Okay,
Yeah.
so okay. At what moment did you guys feel like, I'm saying you guys because I know you have a team.
Yes.
So at what point in time did you guys say, you know what, we have to solve this problem? This is too much. Like, this is something, there's nothing out here for us specifically, like for the diaspora dating. What happened? Like, how did it happen? You just got up one day, it was like the three, four, five of you, and you just said, you know what, we're gonna solve this problem? Or yeah, how did it happen?
It happened with one person first coming up and saying that, like we have these conversations around dating, and we need to come up with a solution. And she had the opportunity to kind of like pull people within her circle, individuals who've had this conversation, have had these hardships, individuals who either have like the professional background or the passion around around like the dating issues for Africans, and brought together a small team of individuals who have backgrounds within business, backgrounds within starting their own apps, individuals who may not have necessarily have business background, but like they know our people so well. And so we have a really small team of 5 people, 5 professionals that really are passionate about addressing this issue, and I'm just proud to be part of that group.
Awesome. That's great. So, jollof. Why the word jollof? I mean, I know what it is. It's food, right? It's
Yeah.
jollof. But what made you guys choose that name for the dating site? It's catchy, you know?
Yeah. It's for that exact reason, right? You know, jollof rice has captured the imagination of folk, especially stateside within North America and really around the world. You know, we go on Instagram, we go on TikTok, and any given spring or summer, people are talking about like the jollof rice wars or the jollof wars.
Of
People
course.
going around
Yeah,
saying
yeah.
like,
I'm definitely gonna do one of those. You know. Yeah.
Okay. And we already know who's gonna win.
I don't know though. You know who's gonna win?
Who's gonna win? I'm going to, you know, like me, I'm partial to Ghana.
Yeah,
You know, I
yeah.
feel like Ghana makes the best jollof rice. You know, not you know shading anybody else, but
Yeah.
Nigeria. But I think Ghana has it on lock at every juncture. But really, jollof as being part of the name of the app, Jollof Date, really was meant to find something that's more of a common language within the diaspora. Within, we know jollof rice, particularly, is known within West Africa. Folk know about it, but even folk from North Africa,
Of
East
course,
Africa,
everybody.
South Africa,
Yeah.
know about jollof rice, and so when they hear it, they know that we're calling them to come home.
Okay, sounds good. So, what makes what's why would somebody come on your site as opposed to like a Tinder or Bumble or one of these other sites? What makes your site different?
You know, your question is a great one because that's the question we get the most, right? Like, how are you not a Tinder clone? Or like, how can I have this experience on Hinge and whatnot? You know, that is a 3-part. We have a 3-part response to that.
Okay.
Apparently, the first thing is that we really take our time to curate our users on the app.
Okay.
We ensure that everyone who's on the app is a real person. We have a way to sit down and sift through folks' backgrounds and show like they're there for a particular purpose. We also are really involved in terms of if we get feedback about a user who may be problematic, we go ahead and mix with action to remove or to assess that individual to ensure that they're not poisoning the experiences of other folk who get on the app. Because we know, especially within our communities, once one person does something bad, everybody else is like, forget it.
Yeah, we
You
don't
know?
want to deal with it. Yeah.
One bad apple
One bad
spoils,
apple, yeah.
spoils the batch. In addition to that, we as an app, again, we really want to celebrate the experiences and the culture of African people,
Okay.
especially for the diaspora.
Okay.
And so when you go on Jollof Date, you're going to be asked certain questions that ask you about your particular background, that ask you things that stand out about you, things that you want to have celebrated, things that when someone swipes on the app and sees you, they know, okay, Kweku, well, not you, another Kweku, because you're married.
Yeah, I'm happily married Quaker right here.
Folks, she's happily married.
Yes.
All right. You know, another Kweku
Yeah.
is able to really like show their cultural pride, and that is something that we believe is really missing in the mainstream apps. And for us as a app that is culturally specific in terms of like the African diaspora, we want to ensure that people are able to celebrate themselves in that way. And finally, another way that folk are able to really see this as like a truly African-centered app is that we're really proud to say that our developers are from Nigeria as well.
Wow.
There's so many apps that are out there that speak about the diaspora, speak about like celebrating African people, but do not employ African people. And
That's important.
it is. It is. It is. It is. It's really pivotal. And because if we don't invest in ourselves, who's going to invest in us?
Right.
And so we're proud to say that we have a team of developers in Nigeria, who we partner with a company called Codematic, that does not only a great job but an excellent job.
I can see. I glanced through. I looked. You
Yeah,
know. So
just for preparation for the
the
interview, not for
podcast.
any other.
Yeah, just for the podcast, not for any other reason. Okay, I have a question
Yes.
though. What? Okay, you touched on something which makes me want to spin, into a different direction for a
Sure.
second. You were talking about employing and giving opportunity to the community of. So, what kind of challenges have you faced since you started? Pushing this platform? Like, what are some of the challenges that you guys? I know it's an app. You're trying to get it out there, marketing, getting people to become aware of it. What are some of your challenges? Like,
Yeah. I wanna start off with something that initially was a challenge, but actually became a boon for us. Earlier I spoke about the developer situation and how we have developers from Nigeria. Initially, that wasn't the case, right? Like a lot of folk, when you're creating apps, you don't like to go through, the more traditional channels, India,
Pakistan.
Pakistan, and so forth. And nothing wrong
Of
with
course,
going with developers
yeah.
there. But what we found was that there was a disconnect, not only in terms of the vision of the app, but also in terms of just communication.
Yeah, it's a
And
cultural thing, right? What you're trying to do is you're trying to serve a specific community or group of people.
exactly.
And it's very difficult because even though creating an app is a technical thing, you kind of want the person designing it is actually gonna put their creative input into it, right?
Yeah.
So they're gonna need to kind of understand where you're coming from, and I've experienced that myself. It becomes very difficult because that's like asking me to develop an app that serves the Indian diaspora. I'm just gonna do whatever I can, but it won't be the same. It won't have the same effect.
Right.
You
Right.
get what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
Because there's a cultural element to the creative process that needs to be, felt when you go through the experience of the app.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it.
And
So that was the challenge, right? Before.
that was the challenge before, and we are just so grateful for our team, Comatic, over in Nigeria, because as a diaspora, we say it like generally, like what is a diaspora? A diaspora is a group of people who may be at the point of origin or have settled in different places, but have common culture, common understanding, or more likely speak common language, as you
Absolutely.
mentioned earlier. And so our team in Nigeria, even though we're here in the U.S., some of the things that were issues or concerns about, who are going to be users over on the app, they were thinking about it too because they also had parallel situations as well. And were able to really understand it really strongly. So just really loved looking at that challenge and really turning it into one of the things that make us successful. You also asked about like other challenges that we've had with the app. Uh, you one thing that comes to mind is when you are developing an app, you're just thinking about how perfect can you make it, right? Like everything needs to work, everything needs to function, and you think like once you finish, whew, people are gonna like it. But that's the part that you need to work on, right? Like
Yeah.
the real work happens when the app is done,
Yeah.
and you need to market, you need to promote, you need to put it out there.
And you got to go back to development because you start seeing that people want to see other things or experience other things, that you got to go back in and work on it.
Exactly, exactly. And so, that's been it's been a challenge, but it's also been a blessing at the same time, because we're small enough where we're able to have conversations with each and every user
That's good.
that's interested.
That's
And
good.
exactly.
You
And
get a lot of feedback that way.
we get a lot of feedback, and we take it really seriously, because for an app that like has been bootstrapped as we've done it so far, our focus, our responsibility isn't to a stakeholder in California who doesn't know much about African culture. Our stakeholder are like our true stakeholders are our users
Got it.
and the word that they're going to spread about our app. And so,
What are the average? What's the average age of demographic age of users right now, that so far that you have? The
so
age group that you see using your app.
yeah, yeah. So the average age range we have is about 27,
Okay.
and the age ranges from about like 21 all the way up to 47. But most of our users are in those like kind of like mid 20 to like early 30 or mid 30 range.
I'm going to ask
30.
again: more women than men, men than women.
You actually asked the first time. This is the first time you asked it. We actually are blessed to say that we have pretty much an even split between men and women
Oh yeah.
currently,
Okay.
which is, it usually is one way or the other.
So what are people expecting when they go on Jollof Date, right? So I'm taking myself back to my dating days, right?
Yes.
So if there was something like this, it will probably be me when I'm maybe late 20s, early 30s. I'm thinking I
But
want to
you're
get
in your
married.
late 20s now, so I don't know what we.
I mean, I'll take that. I'll take that. Yeah, I'm an OG, man.
Oh, okay, all
I'm an
right, all right, all
OG.
right.
Yeah, so and I heard of something like Jollof Date. It will be like, okay, you know what? I could finally, because this happens a lot. I grew up in Jersey City,
Yeah,
and I grew up around predominantly a black community.
yeah,
And then when I went to college, I was around everybody, but I dated everybody as
yeah,
well, right? Because I was around everybody. So
yeah.
it took, it took a long time for me to connect with African women. You know what I mean?
Mm,
Plus, remember, I was, you know, I wasn't, I wasn't really cut out for the African woman at that time. You know what I
mm.
mean? Like I was more of a, I was in the music business. I was in a different era of my life. You get what I'm saying? So what I mean by that is, I'm getting to a point. I know in our community there are certain criteria when it comes to dating, like the standard, the benchmark. What's your, what are the what other three letters do you have behind your name?
Mm.
What kind of degree do you have? What kind of career path do you have? We're having an honest conversation. It's very part of our community, right? Education. So I'm thinking around that age, that's when I'll be like, okay, I'm done with all the craziness. I'm ready to settle down. So I see something called your love date. Is that what that it feels like, kind of that moment where you're like, I want to date seriously, is what I'm getting at.
I love the way that you described it because,
I was being around the bush. I didn't want to tell too much about my bad boy days.
hey,
You
no,
know what I mean?
I was gonna say, I was like, please elaborate. No,
No.
no, I'm not gonna do that to you. No, 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 no. I love the way you described it because just to take a step back, because before the app, before anything, this is about creating something for our culture, for our people, and this is very true, right? Especially for young African men who are entrepreneurial. You may be in a particular place where, you know, people want to see you more established before they, take you
Right.
seriously,
Right.
regardless of whether you're being serious or not
Right.
at that particular
Right.
point. To move forward in terms of the app, I think you hit the nail right on the head. The app is really geared towards individuals who are ready to
Settle down.
settle down or really ready to take a real serious stab at being in a relationship.
Don't ask me to hook you up with anybody, Public service announcement. Since I know that you're serious, now you know where to go. JOLLOF Date, man.
Exactly,
If you're ready to
exactly.
settle down, don't come to my office and say, quickly, do you have any brothers? No, I don't. They're all on JOLLOF Date. So
They
you go there and get hooked up.
a hundred
Okay,
percent,
now,
100%. And
yeah,
make sure that they're serious too.
yeah, well, be serious. Be serious because you're gonna get vetted. I like this. You know what I mean? I like this because it's a struggle, right? Because a lot of times people put in the work into becoming something or making something out of themselves,
Of
right?
course.
And they kind of feel like they should be met, on that level.
Yeah.
And it becomes very difficult. I feel like it becomes very difficult if everything you're getting is, not on your level. And you took this time to put all this effort into becoming who you are, whether you have a career path, whether you are an entrepreneur, or even sometimes just going through a place where you went through a healing journey, where you
Yeah.
kind of healed you took care of yourself mentally, your mental health, everything. You've done all these things, and you're like, okay, I'm ready to meet somebody, and the like-minded, the like kind is not, available to you. It can be very frustrating,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know.
yeah. It's so true. When we are sitting down and we're thinking about, all you have accomplished in life, and we're taught by our family, hey, be equally yoked with someone, especially if you're religious. You're coming from a religious family. It's 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 really important to find people who are on that wavelength, and also are either there or are striving to get there with you,
I
right?
have a question based on that, though. Do you think, what do you think about potential? Like, you know, this is not directly related to the app, but since we're on the subject,
Yeah.
like, what are your thoughts on potential? Like, I feel like sometimes people could miss out on a great situation if they're not able to identify the potential within the person. Because, like I said, people go through stages in life where, you know, sometimes the person you met today, all polished up and well put together, may not have been the same person you would have met 2 years ago. But you would have missed out on connecting with that person then because they weren't that person today. So how you get what I'm saying? How
Yeah.
how should people? I mean, I'm not in the dating business. You are, so I'm
Yeah, I
asking you a
know, I
question.
know, I know, I know. He's not in the dating business. You know what I'm saying.
Yeah, I know
Anyway,
it. Yeah,
I'm a Bronx guy, so
yeah,
I
you're
had
keeping it
to.
real, 100. Yeah. So how should people handle that? This. How can people identify potential? Because I feel like a lot of people let good things go because they didn't really give it a time or the chance to really identify the core values of that person. Because the person could be going through a bad patch, a rough patch.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You said earlier, like, this is not connected to the app, but I think it actually is.
Okay.
I think to answer your question, potential is of the utmost importance because regardless of whether someone is financially or status wise where you would like them to be, there's still a question about whether this person's the right fit for me. Right? And so it's all about and in this journey and as we're in relationships, you know better than me as a married man,
Yeah.
like you are still learning
Of
your
course.
person
Of course.
as you keep going
Of
further and
course.
further
Of course.
because you're also learning about yourself.
Of course.
You're also growing as an
Of course.
individual.
Of
And
course.
so what we would ask for people to when they're on the app is, again, like ideally, like if you find your Prince Charming or your the princess, the woman that you want to walk down the aisle with, the man you can see yourself having children with, awesome. But at the same time, like this is an opportunity. You want to give people the opportunity to really like sit down and see, like where is can I dream with this person? Can I like build something with this person? Can we coordinate in a particular way that works, right? Like I'm a lawyer who lives in New Jersey. The person who I really like is a surgeon, and she lives in Boston. She may not want to move. I may not want to move, right?
So
Like,
that's
like
a that's
how
a mismatch right there. It becomes a problematic.
it
Yeah.
could be problematic, right? Versus someone who's going to school, looking to like, I'm a lawyer. She's going to business school. She may not be exactly where she wants to be right now, but she's getting there. And I see the drive and the push to be a better person. That's
So I could build something with that person.
I could build something with that person, or now, and that's the kind of energy I want my children to have. That's the kind of energy I want them to also put into me, right? Like this is someone who not only are they working towards something, but you're looking at how they treat those around them, how they bettering people around them. If you go on a date or like you're meeting, it's beyond the date,
Yeah, yeah,
right? The
it's
jollof,
getting to
right?
know now, right?
Getting to
After
know.
you eat the jollof,
Yeah, you see,
reality sets in.
reality sets in. And as you're eating jollof with people, and you share with people, and you're listening to conversations about like, oh, Audra really. Without Audra, I wouldn't be where I am right now, right? You hear that from a friend, or you hear from
Right,
another
right, right,
friend.
right, right.
Ike really put me where I needed to be, right? Those are the things. Those are like the character values that we would encourage folks to look into, and
Right.
not just the
Yeah, you got to
superficial.
look at your significant other or your potential significant other as someone who can inspire you.
Exactly.
Shout out to my wife, Liz.
Yeah.
You know,
Shout out to Liz.
yeah, man, she definitely inspired and continues to inspire me. You understand what I'm saying? And it's very, very important because you got to remember too, like year one is never the same as year 10.
Exactly.
You understand what I'm saying? So you
Exactly.
got to look for that seed that can grow in a person. You know what I mean? Like what kind of seed is this? You know?
Yeah, and you could be someone who is growing personally and still be serious about having a relationship.
Yeah, that's
Like
true.
one
Yeah,
doesn't need to
yeah.
forego the other,
Right,
right?
right.
Like the purpose of the app is for people who want to be in a relationship to find others who are serious
Serious
about
about
that.
it. So is this app for just professionals? Because sometimes I meet people who, only care about dating sites that work with just professionals, and then for professionals, I mean professional careers or professionals.
You know,
Or is
like
it for everybody?
professionals,
Is it for everybody?
we would argue that it is for people. If you're someone who's serious about finding a life partner, regardless of whether you are exactly where you want to be or whether you're still looking and aspiring, and I think we all are in that position of looking and aspiring, we believe Jollof Date is
Is
the
a place for
platform
you?
for you.
So let's get
Excuse
into
me.
this. What are your concerns about safety? I mean, I think before we started recording, guess we had a little bit of chit chat about safety. In terms of people coming on there to abuse other people's honesty. 'Cause I know people come on there, they want to meet the right person, so they come honestly, put their stuff out there, and then obviously there's always, like you said, the bad apple
Yeah,
that shows up that just wants to take advantage of people's vulnerability when it comes to love.
it's true.
How do you guys handle that that kind of safety? What are some of your safety protocols to make sure? So if somebody's watching, I say, yeah, I'm going to go on JOLLOF Date and see what's on out there. What are you saying? Like, oh yeah, it's safe. We vet our people. Like, what kind of measures have you guys taken to ensure that you meet real people and not troublesome people and stuff like that?
Yeah. We have a number of systems in place and systems that we're developing at the moment to ensure that our users feel secure when they're on the app. The first thing would be the two-factor verification, where users are asked to not just put in their email or their phone number, but they need to go ahead and provide an actual code. So that little verification
It's kind of like a KYC stuff.
exactly,
Yeah,
exactly
that's
right.
pretty good.
Yeah, exactly right. To ensure that we're dealing with real users. In addition to that, we are building in a LinkedIn verification. And so earlier you asked the question about, is this app strictly for professionals? Again, we would sit down and argue that is for anyone who's serious about dating,
I like that.
right? And anyone could, LinkedIn is a great vehicle for that, because unlike Facebook or Instagram, right, you are there to shine
Show
your accomplishments,
yes.
and show your ability to network, and that's something that I think all of us should be in that habit of doing.
True.
Connection, networking, looking for opportunity.
Yeah.
And LinkedIn is a great partner in that.
Yeah, actually, we met networking.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And you're
exactly.
a great networker, man.
Oh man, thank you. I was trying to get on your level actually.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah.
Well, I think we're trying to grow together. I mean, so before I get off the subject, I just want to make sure I finish digging into this jollof bowl first.
Yeah.
I want to know any success stories so far. Do you have anything that's gotten really serious? A couple.
So we are in a position, in the great position of building up our database of users. And so right now we haven't turned on the matching algorithm. We plan on turning on shortly because we're really nearing our threshold for users to engage each other. And once that happens, we'll definitely have success stories to share. That being said, we have a number of individuals who are constantly reaching out to us. Hey, they reach out to me all the time. Hey, Emmanuel, when is the match algorithm gonna turn on? I need to find. I need to find that person I want to eat jollof with. Jollof you said you're gonna pay for. I'm like, wait, that wasn't part of.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying?
That wasn't part of the conversation. But it's something that we probably should look into. Honestly.
Do you guys have events?
Yeah, we are actually planning a launch event.
Okay.
Over in New York.
Okay.
In Harlem.
Okay.
But we're working on the tentative date for that. But it's going to.
I would love to be a part of it. To show support, bring some of my people in my community to support this because this is we need this, right? You'd be amazed to find out how much people accomplish after they find love.
Yeah.
Because that's that one thing that's off your plate. You're no longer running around dating, wasting money, doing all, wasting time and money, doing all of this stuff. You found that one person, and now you spend the rest of your time focusing on your lives together. It's an amazing thing that can happen. So, from the position where I am as Next 400, creating a legacy of wealth and community, marriage, dating, serious love is definitely a cornerstone of all of that.
You bring up two very powerful points. One, it's really expensive for men to date serial people.
Very.
I don't think we talk about that enough.
Very.
Actually,
Very.
It's really expensive.
Yeah.
It's really rough for us ladies.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Because the ladies will show up. They will show up for that date. and there was,
they'll eat the food anyway. We're
eat the
gonna let
food.
that rock.
Yeah.
But the more important thing that you brought up is that this idea of partnering, who you partner with, who you are engaged with, who you call your life partner, your ride or die. They have such an impact on your destiny.
Yes.
They have such an impact on your destiny.
Yes.
And when we sit down, we talk about communities, we talk about nations, we talk about, our diaspora. It really starts at home,
Right.
with the family.
Right.
And the family starts with two people, right? That couple, right? And so creating spaces where two individuals who can really work together, not yes, attraction is important. Yes, how their status may be important for some, right? But really individuals that really are able to work with each other really well, like you and your wife, right? Like that is what we're here for. We're here to ensure that continues strongly within the diaspora context, and hopefully we'll go ahead and bring it back home.
Yeah. Speaking of the diaspora, you know how, in the African community, we like to stick together by country.
Yeah.
Ghana dates Ghana, Nigeria dates, because is what we're, I guess, taught to do.
Programmed.
Okay. What do you see a change in that trend? My wife is Nigerian and I'm Ghanaian.
How? No, I'm joking. I'm joking. I'm joking with you. I think. I think.
Don't come for me.
Don't come for me. No. I'll know who's that. No.
Yeah.
I think that's a beautiful.
Yeah, it is.
Beautiful thing. I think our dating patterns are beginning to shift.
I think so too.
A lot more. We see it within the different generation variations, right? I would consider myself a millennial, right? I know you're probably Gen Z yourself.
Yeah, maybe we can change that letter. Let me see. Yeah, maybe further back.
But really what I'm getting to is that the younger the generation, the more open we are to dating other people. Right. And, I think for Africans, some younger Africans have this kind of dynamic where, it doesn't matter where the person's from. As long as this person loves and cares for me, that's my baseline.
Yeah, I agree.
And, with JOLLOF Date, we want to, of course, we encourage African love, African diaspora love, however it looks like, right? Like if that means that you are going out with somebody from Jamaica, at least you're going out with someone, you know that based on our platform, you're going out with somebody who cares about Africa, cares about Black folk, cares about creating a Black family, right? Like you're not just dating someone who your values are not in alignment with. And so I think
what's your definition of the African diaspora?
Yeah, that's a great question because, I think it depends on where you are, right?
Yeah.
Like, if you were born, both my parents are from Ghana,
right?
Asantini,
Correct.
And I probably said it really crazy.
No, you said it pretty
I said
good.
it well? Okay.
Yeah. I mean, we'll both say it crazy.
But I was born here. I was born in New York. Harlem specifically. I like to say my dad came in 82, my mom came in 88, and I was born in 89.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
And so my notion of the African diaspora.
Your dad didn't waste any time at all.
Not at all. Not at all. And may he rest in peace. He passed away 2 years ago.
Okay, sorry to hear that.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And very proud of him. Just a really quick side note about just families, and then I'll get back to the conversation because we just spoke about it. Oftentimes we look at our fathers And we have so many stories of African fathers who are who are said to have left home, abandoned families. We don't really uplift those who decided to stay and were strong and made the family happen. And I'm proud to say that my father, Akwasi Samuel Afrifah, was the father who stayed with us and led us. And I remember, being younger, being like, oh, I'm going to be bigger and stronger than my dad. And I get to my age now, and I sit down and I say to myself, wow, like, how did he even do it? And
When you
so,
say how did he do it, like what are you referring to?
like,
Do what?
like, how did he even like support a whole family of my, including my mother and my four younger
The
brothers?
work ethic, man.
Work ethic, yeah.
It's a different era.
It's a different era, but it's an era we all could sit down and like appreciate.
Yeah, very much so.
But to go back to the conversation about diaspora,
Mm-hmm.
my idea of diaspora is very broad.
Mm-hmm.
It incorporates not just individuals who are directly from the continent,
Mm-hmm.
but also individuals who are from the Caribbean.
Mm-hmm.
It includes African Americans.
Mm-hmm.
It includes Afro Latinos.
Mm-hmm.
It includes individuals who see themselves not individuals who will just say, "Oh, I'm black, I'm black, I'm black,"
Right.
but individuals who see themselves in direct relation to Africa. That's my definition
I agree
of
with you. I'm
diaspora.
pretty much at the same,
Yeah,
place. Yeah, pretty much.
yeah,
Yeah. So yeah, that answers it.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and um, when you were talking about your dad, I was like, well, this is my podcast. You can't shout out your dad, and I can't. So, shout out to my pops. He passed away several years ago,
Sorry.
but he was an inspiration to me. As far as working hard and trying to, working hard and being the best that you can possibly be.
Yeah.
I He inspired me. Well, like you said, when I was younger, so I was born here too, in
Okay.
New
Yeah.
York. But the difference is my parents moved back to Ghana when I
Oh.
was a kid. Yeah, so I grew up in Ghana and then came back.
Where in Ghana?
Accra, of course. But,
Okay. Okay.
but then we moved around.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Plus, I only lived in Accra.
Mhm.
Um, then, inspired by his accomplishments and wanting to do better.
Mhm.
And that's one of the reasons why, you know, I don't stop at one thing. I always say to people, like people ask me, why are you doing this next 400 thing? I have a fairly successful accounting practice, right? And that God has blessed me with. I'm
Amen.
satisfied with that, I'm growing it, scaling it, doing all kinds of stuff in that world.
Yeah.
I could choose to just live that life and be comfortable and build the wall around me and say, well, I'm okay, me, my wife and I, our kids, everybody, we're okay in this circle. Let's live a happy little life.
Yeah.
But I'll feel like it will be unfair to the little kid or the little child, boy or girl, like my dad, who didn't have any opportunities growing up in a village in Ghana and had to study using candles and or no electric, no water, all really really bad conditions, and pulling himself out of that to University of Ghana and then getting a scholarship to study at NYU,
Wow.
and that's how I was born.
Yeah.
So if I go in and live in this little thing, what about the thousands and millions of kids like my dad
Yeah.
who can't make it out? So
Yeah.
that's why I was like, and that's one part of the story. And then the other part of the story is living in the hood
Mhm.
also showed me so many people, very talented, very smart, brilliant minds, creative, all kinds of people I grew up with that if they had the opportunity to, you know, get out and make something out of themselves, will become really, really great people once again, if I go back into my wall and stay in there, I will feel like I was a generational thief. Because guess what? What I'm able to do now didn't just happen. Somebody else fought for it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So my job now with the next 400 is saying, what can I create, or what can we create as a community to build the next generation up? So that's, that's how I circle back to
Yeah.
the father then. So shout out to my pops.
Yeah, shout out to Pops.
All right, what's
Yeah.
next for JOLLOF Date? We back to the dates, man. I'm watching, man. I'm watching the show, dates. Let's see if this is gonna work. What's going on? Let's watch the show. Yeah, what's next for JOLLOF Date? What's next?
Once again, we're working on putting up our launch party in New York. It'll probably be in Harlem, most likely. We are really excited to turn on our matching algorithm and get people started to touch base and engage with each other. In addition to that, we're looking at the opportunity of creating more interaction on the app that is again like dating centered, but also things to really like pull in engagement and community building, right? And so creating like mini games, maybe like some trivia opportunities, like seeing how much you know about Africa, right? Being able to maybe sit down and say, hey, look, like how much do I know about Ghana? How much do I know about Uganda?
Pretty
How much
cool.
do I know about these different countries? Because I think at times when we think about being African, like you said earlier, we centralize within our own countries, and even sometimes we just centralize within our own ethnic group. And really, if we're going to sit down and say we're Africans, like we have to create ways to be interconnected to the other 53 countries outside of our one.
Yeah.
Right, we're 54 in total.
We got a lot of work to do.
We got a lot of work to do, right?
Yeah, I'm still learning about different countries. you know, and what they're about, their history. Slowly. It's a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And one thing, we were talking about Diaspora earlier. Beside my dad, I definitely have to, shout out several different people in my life who, put me on to different African countries that like weren't really like in my purview, right? Like, I think about a mentor of mine, Anthony Tony Mitchell, Anthony Mitchell, Dr. Anthony Mitchell. We also call him Brother Tony. African American brother who was in the civil rights movement, but like would sit down and tell you about each and every country on the continent, and go to you and be like, hey, look, you need to know this because you need to teach this to our children. And whatnot, right?
We need a lot of those in our lives, man. I know quite a few of them. And we need that because, with the speed of technology and the speed of life itself, we can definitely fast forward. We can just lose a lot of information.
Yes, we can.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, we can. I think looking into the future for JOLLOF Date, we want to like really create an ecosystem where people feel like they can find a partner that share the same values that they do culturally, morally, and so forth, and to really like push and uplift the continent in a way where we hear our friends sit down and say, "Oh, I'm taking my girlfriend to Paris to propose." We like with JOLLOF Date, we want to change the narrative and say, okay, I'm going to go over to Accra. I'm going to take my girl to Kampala, right? We're going to take them over to Lagos, right? Because those are the destinations that like are the beautiful cities.
Thank you. Thank you for that. It's very important, that we have these beautiful places back home, right? Instead of going to spend 10 times the amount of money you would spend in other parts of the world, you can go, you could go to Kenya, you could go anywhere, Nigeria, anywhere, and have the same experience. And explore. You get to explore, explore the continent.
Yeah.
Whoa, this was a pretty good conversation. I feel like this is part one of three. Because truthfully, I feel I get excited when I meet people that are doing something to kind of push the culture forward. In a really really good way. You know, and when you think of a dating site, it's kind of like a big project. Because it is a big project. It's not, you bring in, love is like the epicenter of most people. So, bringing that together is not something that you could take lightly. So I really, really respect you guys for going in and for thinking about the culture and then, bringing people together. I can't wait to see the millions of success stories.
Thank you so
You
much, brother.
understand?
Yes.
So I have a lot of young kids, I would say, that, some of them intern for me and some of them, I know them through their parents and they're in college or graduating and stuff. When they come around and they start talking about dating, I'm going to be like, wait, hold on. Did you go to JOLLOF Date?
Yeah.
Yeah, go
Yeah,
there and
please.
get connected with a like-minded, spirited, like culture person and see
Exactly.
how it goes. So, I look forward to the bright future. I see it. I really loved it, and that's why I have you here.
Thank you
Hey
so
guys, thank you. Thank you so much for coming. And I extend my regards to your partners and your founding partners, whoever works with your team. It was great having you here on the show today. Thank you so much. This was very insightful. I really enjoyed the conversation. We touched on a lot of things. I think we're going to come back again and look at what Your Love Date has done. And I want to be there for the lunch. So can you tell our viewers where they can find you and how they can be a part of this amazing community?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You could reach out to me via email at team@jolloffdate.com.
Mm-hmm.
Again, that's team@jolloffdate.com. And we are on the Apple Store. So you could go to the App Store, you could go to Google Play and download the app. And we are open to everyone in the African diaspora. You could be from East Africa, North Africa, South Africa. We know you guys have heard of jollof rice before. We know you guys recognize the app. We welcome everyone to go ahead and jump on the Find Love. And hopefully it could be over a great African meal.
Thank you, man, for having us. Hey, to the next episode, hit the like button and rock with us as we continue to create a legacy of wealth and community. Take care.